Well, hello everybody. I am Dean the Turkey Legster and welcome. Welcome to the channel. I am here again on another Tuesday night. It is time for a Let's Talk Turkey and I am glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. Tonight's going to be an interesting one. I am pretty much got a couple things I do want to talk about. One, I'll just go ahead with here in a minute um, at the beginning, and then um, I'll let you guys know what I'm doing tonight for the topic. So, welcome in Amanda P. And great to have you in. Dave Stragan, welcome in. You all are doing well. I'm doing pretty good today. Yesterday, that's one thing that I need to talk about. Yesterday I was down at Disney. I went down to Animal Kingdom and then I went to Epcot. Later I went down there with my mom and we had a good day. I had planned on doing a live stream from Animal Kingdom in the morning, and Florida's been having some rain, and yesterday morning was no exception. Um, we had rain on the way down to Disney, and I think it actually started raining a little harder when we got to Animal Kingdom. And so before I even got out of the car, I made the decision that I'm gonna table the stream for the time being, and I do have it rescheduled. I'll share with you at the end of the stream tonight when to kind of pencil in for an Animal Kingdom stream. So if you were, they posted about it. I announced it for a few weeks. That I had the stream coming from Animal Kingdom. So if you're wondering what happened yesterday, why I did not go live in the morning, it's because it was raining. I did have a good visit down in Disney with my mom yesterday. So that's another reason why I'm actually glad the stream ended up not happening. I was able to just spend some time in the parks with my mom, and then I'll go back for a live stream later. Tina McNeil, welcome in, and hello Chuck also. Um, so yeah. And so we had a good day, and then here I am with Let's Talk Turkey tonight. So, got a few people in here. How is everyone's day? Let me... Oh, I do not have a banner for that. Okay. Make that for everyone. All right. So, hopefully everyone's doing well. So tonight is I really don't have a lot other than what I just said. I don't have a lot planned to talk about. I do have an announcement for the channel. Couple little announcements. I'll save those for later at the end. On your way in, go ahead and bop the like button, leave a comment if you're on the replay. Welcome in to any folks watching. You may be a new subscriber. I've gotten several new subscribers recently. So welcome in if you're watching. This is my Tuesday night stream, and I go live Tuesdays, most Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live Thursdays, I should say most Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And um, for Once Upon a Turkey Leg. And that stream is reading stories to you, hanging out, reading stories. I just did a couple weeks of Star Wars stories in honor of May the 4th. So that was a lot of fun. Jason Thibodeau, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Great to have you in. So yeah. And then I go live from Walt Disney World, from other locations here in the Central Florida area, the East Central Florida area. I have a few spots that I like to take people around. I'm looking at maybe trying to locate some new spots over the summer. I might actually take a little time away from Disney World and maybe do some other spots. I want to get back to the beach for maybe some sunrises during the summer, a couple of sunrises. I've done a couple of those streams. Those are good. Those are a lot of fun. A little trouble with the wind noise, but I think it is what it is when it comes to the beach and the wind. And I'm looking at other places, a couple of locations, and I'm looking at scheduling those. So anyway, tonight I am allowing you in the chat to ask questions, give me a topic. You decide, ask me anything, what I think about this, that, the other, and we'll see how long I go. It might be a short stream. We'll see how we're doing at about 9:30 here, how talky we are. So give me a topic or ask me a specific question. It's up to you. Up to you. It's totally up to you. I'm going to be announcing a couple different things about the channel. I do want to say I didn't make a banner for this, but let me make a banner real quick. Because it deserves a banner to be made. Arjan's welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so here's the banner. I need to highlight this. One of my good friends, he's got a YouTube channel, is member of the community, the YouTube community, very good friend, and one of my Gobble Squad moderators. I don't know if he is watching. Sometimes he watches in the background. I need to wish a happy birthday to Mike Wheeler. Mike Wheeler, good friend, he has a birthday. Is coming up on Saturday. It's his actual birthday. I happen to know he's going to be having a fun Disney day tomorrow, doing some celebration down at Disney for his special day. So Mike Wheeler, if you're watching or if you watch this after, happy birthday. Have a fun celebration down at Disney. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to join. Sad, very sad. Of course, I would have loved to be, down there. celebrate, but I hope you have a great time and a great birthday. So thank you, Mike, for your friendship, for being a Gobble Squad, um, a part of my Gobble Squad, and helping my channel, and just being a good friend. So happy birthday, Mike. Also, I think I still have it in my, and I actually don't know where he is right now with his, he had a fundraiser going. Mandy Adams, hello. I will answer that in one moment. Thank you for the question. Mike Wheeler had a fundraiser going a couple of months ago for assisting the blind community, the visually impaired community, and the fundraiser was to assist with purchasing and furnishing, or I guess providing is the word, smart canes. Smart canes is an incredible technology that allows people that need it to, have better accessibility and function better in the real world while they are dealing with their very real limitations. And so I do believe I've got the fundraiser linked still in my link tree, which is in the description of the video. And also I've got the fundraiser in Mike's YouTube channel. And I'm actually not sure where Mike is. I know he was getting closer to reaching his ultimate goal the last time that I looked at it. I should have looked at it a little bit ago before I went live. But anyway, that's in my link tree. You want to check that out if you are so inclined to maybe help Mike out and maybe send a few bucks his way just to kind of support the cause, and it'll help to provide those smart canes for Mike and other individuals. So and that's in my link tree again in the description of the video. Zippity doo Doug, welcome in, and I get to use this line that you always say, Doug. I'm gonna be talking about you in the stream. Doug goes live in the morning if you need viewing options to start your day. Usually 6 days a week. Sometimes not quite. It depends. Usually 6 days a week. Doug goes live at 9 o'clock. It's a typical time. Sometimes it's a little different. But Doug goes live in the morning for a coffee talk. And he talks about Disney news. He shares who is live in the YouTube community. Lots of channels. The ones that pop up on the YouTube feed. So check Doug out. There's other things that happen. It's a fun time. Again, 9 o'clock in the mornings. On Zippity Doo Doug. Curtis family, welcome in. Curtis family, welcome in. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Alright, so just a reminder, the topics are up to you guys. I need to hear. Ask me any questions you may have, you want to ask me. Rack your brains. Anything. I will answer just about anything. So Mandy Adams asked, which Disney World would you stay in? I'm not sure. I'm going to assume which of the Disney, like the Disneyland, Disney parks around the world. So if that's the question, I'm going to say I really prefer um, Disney World here in Florida, actual Disney World. I do want to visit Disneyland out in California someday. It is on my bucket list, but that would be kind of a likely a one and done thing. Um, I mean, I'm kind of interested in some of the overseas parks. Um, the ones that exist now, the new Disneyland that they just announced last week over in Abu Ababa, whatever. Um, that one I'm not sure I would want to go visit, but Paris and Tokyo Sea and Hong Kong and those seem interesting. But I want to stay. I actually have not stayed in Disney World on property at a Walt Disney World hotel. I would love to stay somewhere. Um, so Curtis family asked, can we talk about Bruno? Oh, well, I mean, I guess we can. I don't know a lot about him. Um, because we didn't talk about him for so long. And then finally, I guess during the course of the movie, we found out it was okay to talk about Bruno. But I don't know anything about Bruno except that he could talk about the weather. Um, so yeah, if you want to talk about Bruno, you can. I don't know anything about Bruno except we've got a song about him, and I don't know. So Chris also asks, describe your best day at Disney, start to finish, if money and pricing wasn't an issue, and where would you stay? Okay, so that's a kind of a piggyback off to what Mandy asked. And so if pricing wasn't an issue, I would like to stay at in the Fort Wilderness, the cabins at Fort Wilderness. Um, I would love to stay in the Polynesian, um, the Wilderness Lodge. Would love to stay. Art of Animation. I really like the sections there, so I haven't visited that resort in a while, so I'd love to stay there. I definitely um, I'm planning to try to get back there. Maybe do a stream even strolling around there someday, maybe over the summer, kind of spend some time, uh, in a resort and then hop over to a park. Maybe work that in, do that a couple times over the summer. But those are a few of the hotels I wouldn't mind staying at. Um, the one resort I have not even visited, not really talking about staying there, but I've never really gone to kind of look at, kind of stroll around the Caribbean beach resort. Would love to kind of make it over there, but yeah, my best day would involve probably doing a little bit of park hopping, starting in one park, going to a second park. It would involve at least one turkey leg. Um, I might even do another meal. Maybe if I'm in a park that has like a fancy restaurant, maybe do dinner and I have turkey leg for lunch, and then maybe do like a nicer restaurant for dinner, and then what if that whatever park I'm finishing in has fireworks, I'd probably do fireworks. Started with fireworks. But yeah, if money was not an issue, I would say there'd be a lot of there. My Disney visit would definitely involve several days staying on property, and maybe experiencing some of the restaurants that I have not experienced that are maybe a little on the nicer side. Um, so yeah, good question. Dave Stragan asked, if you were to design a fifth gate for Walt Disney World, what would you theme it like? So I have talked about this. I have talked about this a little bit on the channel. So if they weren't doing Villain's Land in Magic Kingdom, I really think a Villain's Kingdom would work very much as a theme for a park. I do think that it would. If they did not already have Galaxy's Edge, I think you could easily design a whole Star Wars park, and I do think that would be really cool. If Disney had, enough rights, because there's a whole thing with the rights and the trademarks and whatever, but if they were able to, I think they could easily come up with a Marvel park, a whole Marvel park. But also they bought Fox Studios back years ago, and they really haven't done a lot with the brands there. I think they could really come up with something. I really do think you could come up with something there. I think they could also do, and this maybe would be a unique park, but something having to incorporate some kind of virtual reality, maybe some kind of virtual park, maybe that incorporated, like, hard to describe what I'm visioning here, but some kind of a park that lets you experience, and it brings back past attractions. You get in a vehicle, like a standard vehicle, whatever, a car or some kind of thing, and you're like, it would incorporate, like, screens and whatnot. I know we would rather have like actual sets and a ride, but you basically choose which ride you want to ride, and then it surrounds you with that soundtrack and that experience. And that's something you could easily do in, even if they're doing, it would be something to have, they could have done something on that idea, probably in Disney Springs, where the old Disney Quest became the NBA experience. And I know they're building something else there now. They're putting something else in. But something like that, I think they could really, do something like that somewhere. But as far as actual, like, Fifth Gate, I'd say the villains would work as the villains. The Star Wars and Marvel. I don't really know what else they have and that's the other thing too, is that their parks are kind of tapped out, or they're almost at their limit. You really can't do another theme that isn't already kind of covered in all the other parks. Without, there being redundancy. But those are some of my thoughts on A Fifth Gate. Um, so, yeah. Hopefully that answers the question. Those are some of my thoughts on that. Amanda asks, what is your favorite Disney movie? I mean, I like pretty much like most of like the classic Disney animated ones. Um, but I'd say my top two definitely are Dumbo and The Jungle Book. Um, Jungle Book I just like. There's no really deep meaning in there. It's just kind of fun, fun kind of story and everything. Dumbo it's a little more deep and serious. Um, really because, and I've talked about this too about kind of what the messages that you get from Dumbo and from Timothy Mouse. From Dumbo, you the message is to kind of rise above your challenges and your difficulties and kind of it's the line that Timothy tells Dumbo is that the very things that have held you down will carry you up and up and up. And I think that's kind of the core of the kind of the Dumbo side of what I like about Dumbo. From the Timothy Mouse side, you just have this great example of someone who wasn't supposed to be Dumbo's friend, but who befriended Dumbo and really stood up for him and was his biggest cheerleader um, in a situation where everyone else, literally everyone else, was against Dumbo, except for his mother. His mother got taken away, but yeah. So anyway, Dumbo, Jungle Book, um, but really, really, all the classics are favorites. Say favorites. Epcot Forever, Jordan, welcome in. Gloria, welcome in. Julie Gerbil, welcome in. Great to have everyone in. So welcome in, everyone. I'm doing You Pick the Topic. I was just answering some questions having to do with, Disney, where I would stay, what a Disney day is, what a favorite Disney day is, what my favorite movies, my thoughts on a fifth park. So ask your questions. Give me something to talk about tonight. Literally is an open. I'm literally an open book. No, I'm not going vegan. I think there's value in eating plants, vegetables, fruits. But no, I'm not going vegan. No one asked that, but I'm just putting that out there. Who is my favorite princess? Oh, good question. So I would say my favorite princess is Cinderella. Cinderella, just because, she's a classic. Of all the princesses, I feel like I feel like Cinderella actually went through something hard. Snow White too. But Cinderella is. I think it's the mice. I love the mice. In Cinderella, but Cinderella is my favorite princess. I like. I do like. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting her name. Belle. I do like Belle too. She probably is the second favorite. But so Cinderella's first, and Belle is second. Another question: if you could add a country to the World Showcase, what would you add? That's a very good question. I probably agree with some of the popular um, some of the ideas that I've seen online, like Greece. I think would be a decent choice. Um, they already have Mexico, but maybe like Brazil or Colombia. They are doing Tropical Americas over at Animal Kingdom, but we're talking about Epcot. So I would say, maybe Brazil, maybe Australia might be an interesting um, pavilion. I don't know what else. You'd also need a country that where the culture is a unique enough. We you have quite a variety around the showcase already. So you'd have to really um, look there. I'm seeing a couple questions. Let me come down here. Holland, and welcome in Dawn and Checking Bones. Spain would work. Jordan says Thailand. Okay, Brazilian steakhouse. That sounds fun. Yeah, those are good ideas. So I don't know. For me personally, I mean, I don't know. Um, I do think they have room for at least one or two around there, but you know, you'd really have to do something. Um, I think to me, it just seems like you'd want to do something that try to find a country that would kind of fit in but stand out and kind of add a unique flavor because you already have Japan and China. So I mean, and I know that Thailand's different, um, but it's kind of that same area of the world. You've got America, you've got Canada, you've got Mexico. Um, Interesting. I would say Greece, Brazil, Australia, I guess. Um, so anyway, those are my thoughts. Kind of my thoughts on that. Tina asked, if I was a cast member at Walt Disney World, what would be my dream role? I would say I would love to be the officer of turkey leg promotion within the whole parks. So probably not like a cast member, but a Imagineer slash supervisor kind of a thing. Um, Kind of but it could also be expanded to like of like kind of a director of snack um what's the word, a director of of snack snack I can't think of the word, something to do with snacks. That's probably what I like to do. The actual snacks, merchandise, incorporation of it, of these foods, the turkey legs, the Dole Whip, the popcorn, everything, you know, throughout the parks. So that's probably what I like to do, something in the food area, but I'd have to be able to influence and further the influence of the turkey legs in the park. Let's see here. Julie asked Dean if you could have one dipping sauce for your turkey legs, what would it be? A very good question. So if I guess I would kind of reword that and say if I wanted a dipping sauce for my turkey legs, because to me the turkey legs are great as is, just you know eating them off the bone. But you know I like they actually serve if you order the turkey legs in Disney Springs, they actually serve a little barbecue sauce with the turkey leg, which I never use, but so barbecue's good. Ranch maybe, even a buffalo ranch. Um, you know, maybe like a sweet and sour. Some of like the main like nugget like sauces. Honey mustard maybe. So something like that. You know, it would be interesting. I'd say the probably the barbecue and a ranch would kind of go to the top though. But technically, I don't really need to um, dip my turkey legs. Poultry supervisor. Yeah. Um, Dave said, Jordan, is it bad that all the countries I would consider are based on their food? And yes, Thailand. Hey, you know what? That's one of the things about Epcot, right? You know, all the festivals. They have food booths. They have all the you know the regular restaurants and things that everyone likes. That's kind of the thing about Epcot. So if you're putting in a country, um, you know, the food is definitely something that you would want to, you know, that country would need to have, you know, a really good, you know, food. Um, but a Thai temple glistening in the sun would also stand out. Okay, I could see that. Dave asks, what Disney character are you most like? So I've always said I've got two Disney spirit animals. It's a combination of Doug from Up and Dory. So those are probably the two characters that I would definitely would see my character is like. And if I can add a few more, I think there's a little Dopey in me, and I think there's maybe some. I don't think I quite have the physical energy, but I think I've got the mental energy of Tigger and sometimes Eeyore. So there's a few characters, but right at the top I'd say Doug and Dory. Doug from Up and Dory. So Julie Gerbil asks, what are your thoughts on the recent Disney live action remakes? So, generally speaking, not just the recent live action remakes, I'm not exactly a fan. Some of them were better than others. Cinderella was okay. Beauty and the Beast was okay. Jungle Book was okay. The first like 3-4 minutes of The Lion King was okay. I liked the live action version of The Circle of Life, how they interpreted that in live action. But after that, Lion King just went south. Um, the Little Mermaid, I really could only get through the first like 20 minutes. Then I was like, I'm wasting my life here. I turned it off. Snow White, I'm not watching. It's just all the stuff surrounding it. With the actress and the production and just seeing preview, that's a no-go. Dumbo, the same thing. I heard a lot of negative feedback about Dumbo. I think I maybe watched the first 5 minutes and I had to agree, even based on that. Excuse me, that the live action Dumbo was like no good. I saw the first few minutes. They put out Lady and the Tramp. That was exclusively to Disney Plus. In case you all missed that, but the Lady and the Tramp I was not really a fan of. Really either. Really just I think because I'm not really sure what it is. They just don't have the magic of the remakes. I am hopeful. I am optimistic about the new Lilo and Stitch one that comes out, but I honestly hope that Lilo and Stitch is the last one because Disney needs to get back to animation. They need to get back to original content, and yes, they can do that. No more sequels, no more prequels. They need original content. Disney needs to tap into imagination, creativity, innovation. They need to dream. Come on, Disney. Uh, you know, never thought we'd come to a day where, the Walt Disney Company would forget how to dream. And it definitely seems like they are doing that. And so that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. All right, so I'm gonna talk about a couple of things to sort of start wrapping up. But if you have any more questions, feel free to add those to the chat. So, again, I talked earlier about I was at Disney yesterday. It was raining. I did not stream Animal Kingdom. Sorry, guys. But, weather does what weather does in Florida. And it basically does what it wants to. So, I have rescheduled my Animal Kingdom stream. So pencil this in. Tuesday, May 27th, I'm going to be doing Animal Kingdom in the morning. I'll be going out there and giving it a go again. Hopefully it won't rain. So May 27th, that's a Tuesday. In the morning, I'm not sure. Probably around 10 o'clock, maybe 9:30, I'm not sure, is when that's rescheduled. Speaking of when things are scheduled, this is the last live stream I'm going to be doing, for a couple of weeks. I have some family coming in, so I'm taking a little bit of a sabbatical to visit with them. And So yeah, so actually that May 27th, that will be the next live stream. Assuming, you know, it works out weather-wise to do that stream. And then my Thursday show will return on not November, May the 29th. On that Thursday, May the 29th. And Let's Talk Turkey will be back on June the 3rd. And that leads me to my next announcement. Let me answer Amanda's question though first. I'm going to keep you on the pins and needles while I answer Amanda's question here. What Disney character would you like to turn into a meet and greet? You know, that's a really good question. I think it would be fun to sort of do a, if you know, like the Turtle Talk with Crush show where they have the interaction. I think it would be cool if they could get some of do a meet and greet situation with like more of the animated characters. You know, maybe that they can't translate into a, you know, physical character walking around, but maybe, you know, doing more of, you know, some of the Nemo people, you know, have people go in, you know, to a show or to an actual space and have there, you know, be a cast member or whatever, and you know, the characters be able to talk. I think some of those characters will be fun, but specifically, and I know they used to, it seems like they used to have a Mowgli character, you know, kind of meet and greet. I'd seen a couple years ago, or 1 or 2 years ago, within the last couple years, they actually had a Dumbo at one of the special, you know, events. I think it was, you know, something, a D23 or whatever. They actually had a Dumbo character. I think that would be fun if they could kind of have more characters. They have quite a few characters that meet in the parks, but I would say Dumbo, you know, Mowgli. I would say they just, you know, need to, you know, they just need to bring out more of their meet and greets, because they have some, but they like need to rotate, you know, they need to, you know, not just bring them out for their parties, you know, they need more. So hopefully that answers your question, Amanda. Julie asked, if you could live in any setting, where would it be? And she says Disney. So Julie, I'm not I could live in any setting, where could it be? So I'm not sure. Is it pop? Julie, can you maybe reword that or ask it again? I'm not sure. I'll try to answer. If this doesn't answer the question, retype it in. As far as, I don't know, setting, I kind of like Florida. I probably would want to move. I don't know, part of me wants to kind of move to any Disney setting. Oh, like any of the Disney World, like any of the worlds of the Disney characters or the movies. Is that the question? If that's the question, that would be a very good question. I'd say, I don't know about living, but I'd love to visit. I mean, I think it'd be fun to like visit. Okay, yes, okay, all right, Julie. So, any of the world. By the way, hi Dean of the Live Place. Welcome, and I am Yeah, like any movie. Okay. So I don't know about living. There's not really any of the worlds I would really want to like just live. But if I could like have a portal and like visit, um, some of them, it'd be fun to maybe. Not sure. Um, I would say just go down the list and visit all the worlds. Um, I can't really think of one in particular. Um, maybe maybe Arendelle might be fun. Um, um, I'm not really sure. I would say, I would say Arendelle. I would say, so I'm not really sure. I guess most of the worlds, I would probably want to visit and maybe spend a little time in, but not necessarily be there. I'd want to be able to come and go, kind of see it for a little bit, hang out with the characters. So that's kind of, hopefully that makes sense. Kind of, not to live there. I wouldn't want to live there. I'm kind of fine with this world, but I kind of like to maybe go visit something. Just or several somethings, I should say. Um, yeah, there you go. I'd like to visit a lot of the worlds. Probably not Wonderland. Probably not Alice's Wonderland. That was a little weird, but a lot of the other ones. All right. So with that, guys, let me switch the banner, and I'm going to talk about what's coming to the channel. I said I'm going on a little sabbatical for a couple weeks. The last week of May is when I'll be back. There'll be a Disney Park stream from Animal Kingdom on May the 27th, weather permitting. Once Upon a Turkey Leg will be back on the 29th. And then the following week, starting on June the 3rd and running through June and July, I have lined up a great series of chats and interviews with a lot of, several friends in the YouTube community, and a couple of them are in the chat. So, kicking off on June the 3rd, I am chatting with Zippity Doo Dog and Dean of the Live Plays is one of them. He'll be on in July, I think July. Dave Stragan is going to be on the series. We're going to be chatting with Tina Marie. T. Marie's Place is another one. The other Dave. Dave's Disney Dream. Dave Cantrell. He's going to be on the series. So there's a total of, I want to say 9 or 10. I think 10 at this point. I think there's a total between the 2 months, 10 different friends channels that are coming on. So I'm very excited, and that's over June and July. And as I said, June the 3rd is the first of those streams with a Zippity Doo Dog, and then yeah. So I'm already making plans. If I did not reach out to you about uh, coming on over the summer, I am looking to do another series similar to this in the fall. I'm looking at exactly how long I want it to be, what friends I'm gonna, try to line up. I'm still figuring that out. But anyway, this series in the summer, let me finish this, is called A Summer of Friends, because these are all friends that I've met and I want to chat more with and do it in a one-on-one setting. Do more of um, Dean. I've had on once, and well, twice technically, but for like the one-on-one get to know you kind of thing, it was just once. And I had several friends on during my 4-year celebration stream. Dave Stragan came on, so I'm going to chat more with him. Mark Langenkamp, it's going to be on the stream. And several other friends. I'm not going to tell them all. The streams are all set up. If you want to look on my channel, you can see all of the streams are set up at this point. But I'm looking at doing it again in the fall. And that series will be called Friendtober. So it will be at least during October for just those weeks. But possibly it might go in from late September into like early November. But that's way down the line. All right, guys. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do want to, as I do every Tuesday, head over to the Hitchhiking Bones here coming up in just a few minutes. There will be live for Hitchhiker Chat. Always a fun topic. And tonight is no exception. So Hitchhiking Bones coming up here in just a few minutes. And thank you all for being here, everyone in the live. Thank you for watching, and everyone on the replay. Thank you also. Let me know in the comments. Just a quick hello is all you need to say. That's it. So guys, yep, this will be it for a couple of weeks. If you have a little turkey leg stir withdrawal. One final announcement. I've teased this. I've done some posts. I talked about it the last stream a little bit, that I was looking at tweaking my channel name and dropping the Dean off of it and just being the Turkey Legster. That is something I'm still looking at doing at some point in the future, but I have decided I'm not making that change right now. I'm going to let my channel, grow a little bit. Maybe next year, I'll make that tweak. So I'm going to shelve that for now and come back to it. Maybe wait till I've reached, a full 1,000 on the channel before I go making a little switch up like that. But in case you were wondering, in case you missed it, nothing's happening with the channel right now. It would be the same content. It would still be me, but when I get to that point, it'll just be the turkey legster, but not right now. Don't worry, guys. So guys, that's it. I'm wrapping up. Have a gobbletastic night. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.